Money Day, guys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of Life Behind Trades. Now, if you're watching this video right now, wherever you are, you're locked in and you're learning with Vel. So I want to say a massive congratulations for you guys finding a real YouTube channel or real YouTuber that's going to be giving you guys unfiltered, raw truth, not just about the world of finance, but the world of economics too. And for what I can do in terms of the value that I can provide to you is give you my, several years of experience in understanding and learning the world of economics and helping you guys understand these things in simple breakdown videos. So although these videos aren't for educational purposes, I always want to leave some type of stamp or some type of positive mark on the net. I don't want to just be sitting here waffling, just talking nonsense. I want to give different perspectives, different perspectives on different outlooks on different things. And today, is quite an important day because Donald Trump is now walking into he's had his inauguration ceremony. It's the 60th presidential inauguration ceremony. He does make the 47th president. It's the second time he's been appointed as the president of the United States. He is about to be the big boss, the world boss. Yeah, he's back in the seat. And for those of you who are unaware, last time when Donald Trump was the president, he used to send out a lot of cryptic tweets. The tweets weren't really that cryptic because he would say something like, I'm going to restrict China's trade to da-da-da-da-da. And based on what he would say would provoke the markets to respond. It would provoke the stock market or the currency markets to respond drastically. And he used to do this time and time again. I never forget one day he said something to cause the markets to crash. And then about an hour or so later, he tweeted again, revoking what he said. And the markets went flying right back up. So it was very clear that he had what you call mules, right? Every government has mules. They have people that they'll give millions of dollars to, and they'll give them money to go to other countries, make investments in that country, and then the money that they generate in that country, they'll help pump that money back into the US or back into their own country's economy. And also, of course, in times of need, like let's say, for example, if the government want to have money that's I would say if the government want money that's not under the eyes of the government or of people that are watching them, it's also a good way to hide money as well. A good example is the Chelsea owner, the Chelsea previous owner, Roman Abramovich, was really good friends with Putin, right? With Putin. I was about to call him Donald Putin there. That would have made no sense. But yeah, he was really close friends with Putin. And what actually happened was, whilst the whole Russia and Ukraine conflict was going on, they actually froze the assets of Roman Abramovich, which led to him selling Chelsea Football Club. And what that shows you is that they actually realized or they understood that Roman Abramovich was in cahoots with President Putin, because if he hadn't been, or if they didn't suspect him to be, then they wouldn't have frozen his assets, right? So Donald Trump, just like any other president, is always involved in similar aspects like this. Who is that? Hold on. That's not Joe Rogan. What's his name? What's the guy that does the UFC? What's the guy that does the UFC's name again? Not Joe Rogan. What's his name? Oh, the bald-headed guy. He's in the ceremony right now, sitting down with He's in there next to some important people. What's his name again? Forgot his name. Here's George Bush coming out. Yeah. See, these shows are it's just a complete nonsense, man. Honestly. What's my man's name? It's gonna kill me, the MMA guy. What's his name? Man, I can't remember his name. How have I forgot his name? Anyway, he was irrelevant. But yeah. So going back, what I was saying is, every country has a mule. Okay, they have mules that invest into other countries and run projects. So now that Donald Trump is going back into the White House again, that's gonna really open a lot of interesting conversations, because for those of you who are well aware, he just launched over the weekend his Trump coin, and the Trump coin was a meme token. But when you look at the when you look at the when you look at how much money it grew. Okay, if you look at the market cap of the meme coin, wow, I mean, the market cap's over $7.91 billion. Over $7.9 billion for a token, for a meme token that he launched 48 hours ago. So you have to understand. And how did he do it? He launched it through Twitter. So I promise you this, one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Trump is back, and he's back to his games. The only difference now is the games that he's going to be playing are actually giving the retail audience a chance to actually create some generational wealth too. Because for far too long, you could say retail investors, people like you and I, were on the wrong end of the stick, right? And what Trump is doing is he's actually giving, for those who can be bothered to keep an eye out on these type of things, he's giving them a chance to actually change their generational wealth status. So it's going to be really interesting, because even though Trump's launched his token a couple of days ago, he launched another one for his wife. It was called Melanie. Is it Melanie? Whatever her name is. She's launched one as well, right? So you can probably... Cuba's launched one. Cuba launched their own meme coin. The price pumped and then they dumped it. So it's very clear to see now that this is going to become a thing of the norm. You know, cryptocurrency, digital currency, guys, is going to become a thing of the norm. We've seen virtual reality headsets. We've seen technology improving to having the latest iPad or the latest flip phone, Samsung. We've seen so much different technologies, Google phones, virtual reality goggles. We've seen all of these things that you cannot sit here and honestly say to yourself that you won't see a flying car or that you won't see a robot. I went to a Forex convention and I saw robot dogs and robot flipping humans, robot humanoids walking, trying to shake your hand. So, you know, it's a real interesting time to be alive, and it's a real interesting time to take advantage of the information that's in front of us. So, yeah, with Donald Trump being inside the White House now, this is going to be really important. Of course, one thing that's really important for you guys to understand is how the economy works. So let's say you've got, for example, a high interest rate, okay, and you're in the UK economy. A good way for you to understand where the economy is or how strong the economy is based off of their interest rate. So when they give you a high interest rate, that's because they are encouraging you to save your money. They're literally saying to you, hey, don't spend your money. We can give you 10% on your savings. Put your money in the bank. But when they give you a low interest rate, that's them encouraging you to spend your money in the economy. That's them basically saying, hey, you're getting next to nothing on your savings. Circulate that money in the economy so that we can, of course, survive or thrive. Now, the reality of the whole concept of interest rates or the whole concept of currency, or what we believe to be currency, is the fact that over the past 100 years, the value of currency has been getting weaker and weaker and weaker, to the point where now you've got BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, right? You've got the movement of BRICS where they're backing a currency by an actual commodity, which is gold. And they're, of course, going to be the next biggest thing, because the currency, the strength that we give our currencies is only based off of the strength that we say it to be, we think it to be. But the reality is, if you look at gold, 50 years ago, you could get an ounce of gold for about $20, yeah? Now, that same ounce is worth $2,700. So gold is the only asset that's risen with the cost of living, okay? But what does that tell you? Does that tell you that gold has risen, or does that tell you that the currency's got weaker? Because if you think about it, the same gold hasn't changed. It hasn't grown. The gold, it's the same amount, but over time it's become more and more and more expensive. That tells you that the currency's become weaker. Don't let that go over your heads. So again, even stepping aside from understanding, you know, the strength or weakness of an economy, it's important for you guys to understand every 7 to 8 years we go through a financial recession, okay? And we're yet to have another recession. So it's very clear that when you think about lockdown, when you think about how companies have been trying to pretty much get out of debt from the loans that they took during lockdown, it's really clear to see. And by the way, lockdown was 5 years ago, which is crazy, right? But it's really clear to see that in order for you to flourish in this day and age, you need to have another source of income. Unless you're a professional athlete and you're getting paid an insane amount of money, you need to have another source of income. So there was a time where you could ignore people like me. People like me would just be brushed under the carpet, pretty simply because people like me were very far and few in between. But now there's a Forex trader or someone selling drop shipping or someone selling this type of online business on every street corner. And all that's really telling you is that is showing you where the world is going. No matter if you're interested or not, that's showing you where the world is going. The world is going to a much more technology-driven environment, which means you guys have to be a lot more technology savvy. You have to get ahead of the times. Donald Trump's about to step into the White House and he is about to be talking about cryptocurrencies. Donald Trump is the first president to launch a meme coin. For those of you who didn't believe in Bitcoin, for those of you who didn't believe in crypto, the 47th president of the United States has launched a meme coin. Understand how big this is. So now the next thing is not about you listening to me for the sake of listening to me. What is really important here is for you to take advantage of the information I'm giving you to go out there and apply it for yourself. They say knowledge is power. It's the application of knowledge. But without knowledge, there's usually no interest. So you need to learn something in order for you to be interested in it. Everyone's interested in making money, or should I say this? Everyone goes out to work to make money. Everyone does things to make money, right? But no one knows how money works. Some people are working 2-3 jobs just for the sake of making money, but they don't know how money works. This is the only job that I find interesting because guess what? You see in this job here, whatever politics, quote unquote politics is going on within the financial markets, that results in me getting paid. The work politics I have results in me getting paid. The work politics you have is about if Karen didn't go downstairs on her lunch break or not and decide to come back up on time. None of the work politics that you guys have, okay, can result in you making more money without the compromise of the integrity, I guess, between you and your colleagues, you and your staff. But in my field, understanding the importance of why the relationship between Trump and the United Kingdom is important, or understanding the strength of their relationship, can result in us making money. So it's important to understand here that by understanding more about the world of finances, about the world of economics, this can result in us getting paid. And that's what we're working for, right? So when I first started trading, I didn't make a lot of money. I wasn't making a lot of money. I was losing a lot of money. I lost a lot of money trading. But I just realized and I understood this is the only industry that's going to allow me to be my own boss, and it's going to allow me to make an uncapped amount of commission, and also it's going to allow me to have the freedom. It's going to allow me to have the freedom. So you go ask yourself, what are you working for? Are you working because, you got your own business and you love what you do? Are you working just for the sake of money? If that is the case, that's okay. But you have to understand, then why not put your head in the book for a couple of months? I had to lock myself away. I locked myself away for about 2 months, I remember at one point. And that was just so that I could be more confident and more competent with what it was that I was trying to learn. I remember this. This was a December several years ago. And my whole family went to Barbados. And I said, I'm going to stay. I said, I'm going to stay in UK because I need to learn this stuff. And I stayed. I kept my head down and I cracked on. And now, alhamdulillah, I'm here. I'm here in Dubai, living my own life in my own house. So it's important to understand, like, there are things that are worth risk. You know, when you go to work and they give you a job role and you got to go through the training and, 3 weeks into the training, you'll become qualified and you'll be able to work. Some of those fucking training sessions is bullshit because it's not going to help you at a next job. It's a different system. You learned that system, but now you got to learn this system. So you got to do another 3 weeks. Everything that I learned in this job from day one can still help me today on day 5,000. That's the reason why I think it's important. I'm not saying you got to learn how to trade. I'm just saying you have to pick up a trade because the internet is the way to get paid. So if there's anything you guys can take from this today's segment, is use the internet to get paid because that's what people are doing and that's what's working.